weeks into lockdown and I've gained 13 pounds. 13 pounds. So basically, without gym and the strict dieting regime, my weight just exploded. Before going into the lockdown, I was already doing a bulk, so just trying to put on some more mass. And the mistake I made is I didn't change my diet regimen coming out of the bulk and going into lockdown. So I was still eating my bulking calories, even though I was doing such little activity while being on lockdown. So of course now I had to undo all that damage that I'd caused. So I started doing calisthenics, which you already know if you've seen my handstand video. I'm going to put a card up on the screen, so go check it out. But yeah, I started doing calisthenics, and in addition to that, I knew I need to supplement with a cardio workout. So at first I tried running every day, like for about a mile, and also doing 10,000 steps a day. But for me, this was quite boring. I didn't find it interesting at all. And it was kind of making the whole process a lot more difficult than it needed to be. So then I started looking elsewhere to find what other forms of cardio I could do to supplement my workouts. So this is when I discovered Floyd Mayweather's training videos, and I already knew that in boxing, skipping is actually quite popular. Not only do they use it for the endurance aspect, but for building rhythm as well, because obviously with boxers, they need to be quite light on their feet. So it looked quite interesting to me, and this is something I felt like I could stick to as well, so I decided to take it up. So at first, I did it for about 2 to 3 weeks, just sporadically, 2 to 3 days a week. And although I didn't get any weight loss from doing that, I didn't gain any weight either, so I was in this sort of maintenance phase. So then I decided what would happen if I skipped every day. Would my weight go down, or would I continue being in that maintenance phase? And that's where the challenge for skipping every day for 30 days pretty much came about. So the plan was to do my calisthenic routines 4 times a week and skip every day. For the skipping itself, I'll do 1,000 rotations. So that would take me roughly about 20-30 minutes to do. So we'll just call it 20 to 30 minutes of skipping. And that was pretty much it. So with the plan in mind, I needed some sort of indicators to see if this challenge was successful or not. So I ended up taking my waist measurements in inches, my legs, my arms, and also my weight as well. So these would be used as my indicators to see if I was doing good or not. If my weight obviously went up, including my measurements as well, then I'll know that the challenge was not successful. And then if it went down, then obviously it would be successful. So I just wanted to see what kind of results I got at the end of this challenge. What's going on, guys? So this is actually the second time I'm recording this clip, because yesterday there was so much wind in the background that I had to just scrap all of that footage. And I haven't got a mic on my camera, unfortunately, so if the wind is quite disruptive. So yeah, day 8 completed, done, finished. Sweating like mad, man. So hopefully the second time lucky, I'm under a shelter this time as well, so if there's no wind or distortion in the background. But basically, just going to give you guys a 1 week update on my skipping. So we're actually on day 9 now, just finished doing the 1,000 rotations for today, and feeling really good, feeling really strong. I've noticed that my endurance is a lot better with just this 1 week already. So when I started, 1,000 was a massive struggle, I'm not going to lie, but now it's like just breezing through it. I feel like I could even do more after I'm done with that. So yeah, generally speaking, the skipping itself is a lot stronger now. You'll see in the clips I'll throw up, it's a lot more fluid. I'm trying new tricks now as well, and able to do those without any issues. So yeah, the skipping itself is stronger, but the biggest change for me so far has been the weight loss. Now, I'm doing intermittent fasting, sticking to 2,000 calories roughly a day. Obviously that's quite low, but that's because being in lockdown, not able to move around as much and so on. So I lowered the calories to kind of compensate for that. But even still, I was doing that before I started the skipping and not really losing that much weight. Started doing the skipping every day. Now in just the first 8 days, or 9 days I should say, lost 4 pounds already. So that's a big improvement for me. I don't usually lose weight that rapidly either. I usually stick to about 1 to 2 pounds a week, coming from a bodybuilding background. So I'm really happy with that result. So as I said in the clip, end of week 1 went very, very well. I lost 4 pounds. Majority of that was probably water weight, but considering on my normal cuts I don't lose that initial water weight that rapidly, I stick to maybe 1 to 2 pounds a week from the get-go. That was quite a big surprise for me. And also I noticed my endurance improved as well. So I've had more stamina to do that 1,000 rope skips. On the first day it was actually really difficult. I was gassed out by the end of it. But but by the end of that week it felt more comfortable to do. I was still tired, but it wasn't like heaving afterwards. So I continued skipping obviously into next week, and this is where I started to notice a few cons. So one plan I kind of neglected to implement during this process was recovery. So obviously if you're skipping daily, you're going to start to get some pain in the joints and the ankles and so on. And this is what I started to experience around about day 15. My joints, especially my hips and my ankles, were very, very sore. And I wasn't doing any stretching or any foam rolling to kind of help with the recovery process. So yeah, this made the remaining 15 days actually quite difficult. Once I got to around day 20, I also noticed setting fatigue. So what I mean by that is at the start of the session, I was already sore from the previous sessions. So it made it quite hard to get into a flow. And initially, for maybe the first 5 to 10 minutes, it was very stop-start. I'd just start whipping myself and making a lot of mistakes. Once I got warm, I was fine, but the initial 5 to 10 minutes of getting warm was quite difficult. The mistakes were not nice. Getting whipped by that rope, man. Very, very painful. But I felt like that was actually a good motivation for me to keep going, because with normal cardio you can actually have slack form and nobody pull you up on it. It's just you on the treadmill jogging incorrectly. With the skipping you have to have some sort of clean form, and I quite like that about it, that if you do mess up you've got to feel it. So I still continued to skip for the remaining 10 days, and this is where I really started to enjoy the process. Even though I was still suffering from that inset fatigue, I was enjoying learning the new skills, so the side swipes, the double unders, the crossovers, and just picking up those new skills while doing cardio. It just made the process not even feel like cardio, it was just fun. So yeah, I kept going and going, and then this happened. So it's day 29, I was just doing a skipping session just now and my rope just snapped. So day 29, one day before the end of the challenge, my skipping rope snapped, and this put a massive spanner in the works. I was thinking I only had one day to go and I really want to hit the 30 days, but will I be able to finish? Fortunately, my mum had a spare skipping rope, so we're here again today. We're going to get the final day done, 30 days, let's get it. Room change. So you're probably wondering what the results for the challenge were, so I'm going to throw it up on the screen right now.
You see it?
10 pounds down. Now I was really pleased with these results, mainly because when I do a traditional cut, I usually average about £1 per week in terms of weight loss. So to be averaging over 2 pounds a week was like a massive result for me. Also, all of my measurements went down, so I'm talking about my waist measurements, arms, legs, etc. All of that went down as well, so I knew that I was losing the weight in a kind of holistic sense. So yeah, just generally, I'm going to call this challenge a massive success because I lost way more weight than I was expecting. And also my endurance improved like tenfold as well. I found that towards the end of the challenge, in the last say maybe 2 weeks, I'll finish my 1,000 rope skips and still be able to go on and do more. Yeah, overall, I think that this is a really good challenge for anyone who's trying to find an exciting and fun way to lose weight. I definitely recommend it to you. The only bit of advice I would give for anyone who's doing this on a consecutive basis is to make sure you take your recovery seriously, because like I mentioned earlier, I had all that pain in my joints and stuff from doing the skipping and then not focusing on stretching or foam rolling afterwards. So make sure you stretch and you foam roll after every session and you probably won't have the issues that I do. But yeah, overall, definitely recommend it. It's a very fun challenge to do, very exciting, and like I said, the results speak for themselves. So give it a go. Comment down below to let me know how you guys do, and if you like the video as well, give me a thumbs up and subscribe.